Okay, movie review for Scream 7, directed and written by Kevin Williamson, who was the original screenwriter on the first Scream. Um, yeah, I thought this movie was okay. I like it way more than 5, definitely, and probably 6. Yeah, I'd say it's better than those. Um, I do think it's kind of missing Jenna Ortega, though, but and this is going to be just spoilers. I thought it was okay. It has some major issues and plot holes and things that just don't make any sense. So that's what I'd say. So I'm just going to be going into spoilers and everything. Um, the opening kill in the original house, or whatever it is, a replica of the house, whatever. That was all right. I liked all that. Him burning down the house, him walking towards the camera, or him or her or whatever, because I'll get into that too. The killers. That was a pretty cool shot. I do think it's well. The cinematography is pretty good. Cinematography by Ramsey Nikolai. I liked that. Um, I liked. I like that Nev Campbell's actually in this a lot. Courtney Cox isn't in it that much, but the other last movie was she was in it more. So okay, so my problem with this movie is throughout the whole movie they're teasing that Stu is back, and spoilers, Stu Mosher. Spoilers, they're using AI to make it look like him, but it's not him. There's actually 3 killers, and that's my major problem with this movie is the killers, because they're barely in the movie. The first guy isn't even in the movie. He just gets killed by Courtney Cox driving a car, which makes no sense too. Where did she come from? They came out of nowhere, and she's with Cuban Gooding Jr.'s son and that other chick, who I don't really like them. I don't know. Cuban Gooding Jr.'s son can act. I've seen him in other stuff. He's a good actor. I'm just like, why are they here? Like, but Jenna Ortega and her sister aren't, and we know why the sister isn't here, right? It's political stuff, which is stupid. Um, but I don't know. Then some people say no, there was only a 2-movie contract, and they didn't offer him enough money to come back. And Jenna Ortega's career is doing great, anyways. But I do think the movie is it at least for me. I don't think the other actors her age in this movie are that interesting or that are great of an actress. Like, I think she's a really good actress, but anyways, the killers, and then the other killer is this soccer mom who's barely in the movie, who, as far as I could tell, was in like 1 or 2 scenes in a coffee shop that Nev Campbell runs and owns. And then the other one is when I saw the guy, I was like, oh, that's Mr. Papa Giorgio from Vegas Vacation. I was like, wow, that's cool. I like him as an actor. And when they encounter him, he works in a psych ward. He's like a nurse, and he tells them that Stu was there because they show him a picture of him, and that he was there. And the guy that Courtney Cox ran over, him and Stu were best friends. But a few months ago, he was finally released from his sentence, and he doesn't know where they don't know where they are, which I actually kind of bought. But in the end, no, it's just that psych nurse and the soccer mom, and then that crazy guy who I guess was recruited by the psych nurse, and it's so lame. I honestly would have been okay if they just brought him back. Hey, it's me and maybe one or two other people that I've convinced to join me. In a way, in a way, in a lot of these movies, basically, there's a cult of Stu and the other killer. I mean, from the original, but in a way, it's like a cult of Ghostface. They never quite say that. It's kind of what it is, though, and it just isn't. It's just not satisfying. And then the soccer mom lady, who's apparently like a big famous actress. I've never seen her before. In some people were saying she's in this, then this, and this, and she's a really great actress. I didn't think she was that good. The like the whole reveal of the killers is just so dumb, and it's a cop out because they're barely in the movie. That's such a cheat. It's like in the original movie, and spoilers for the original movie if you haven't seen it, but they're in the whole movie. I mean, there's like a group of like what 5 or 6 friends, and two of them are the killers, and they're in the whole movie, and they actually have real motives. I mean, in this, what's the motive? Like the soccer mom lady, I didn't understand what she was saying. She was like, "Oh, we were neighbors years ago. I lived next to you. We were friends." And then you wrote that book about surviving trauma, and then she says that her husband used to beat her and was mean to her, so she read the book and she got from it to kill her husband, and then she killed him, and then she's like, but then you moved, and that's why. What? So you're angry that she moved away from you? What? Makes no sense. I mean, come on, Kevin Williamson. Aren't you a writer? Can't you come up with a better motive than that? Makes absolutely no sense. And she killed her own son. He's part of the teenagers, even though they're like 30 years old, probably. But that's something Hollywood always does. Um, he's like this weird, creepy guy, kind of, and they call him creepy. But then this one girl's like all turned on that he's creepy, which I'm like, okay, I don't think a lot of women find creepy men attractive, but all right. And then he's killed, and she says she killed him, and she's like he had too much like his father in him, and it's like I don't buy it at all. I don't buy that at all. What? You're gonna kill your adult son because you hated the father? Like, why not just leave him out of it? Like, why not just not kill him and just leave him out of the whole thing? It's yeah. Just this movie has a lot of problems. Like Nev Campbell has 3 kids, but only one of them's in the movie, really, which I found weird. And two, I think, are being watched by the grandma. She like does like a Zoom meet call with her, which is weird because they're never mentioned in any of the other movies. I mean, she's in 5, never mentioned. She's not in 6, never mentioned in 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I guess they wouldn't have been born in 1, but still, you could have meant in 4. They would have been never mentioned. Very lame. She has a husband, this guy who's the worst cop in the world. Never mentioned. Never seen him before. And he's a terrible cop. And I don't buy that he'd be alive either. He gets stabbed a bunch of times in the stomach by Ghostface, and you think he's dead, but he's not dead. He was just laying there waiting to die. Like, oh, he's alive. I don't buy it at all. You totally would just bleed out. You've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Um, so all that makes absolutely no sense. Now, what did I liked? Yeah, so it just and then Courtney Cox is she's off doing her own thing. She wants to interview Nev Campbell finally to get the interview. She finally agrees. She's conducting the interview. Then Nev Campbell gets all pissed at her and ends the interview because they were also gonna have Stu call in that they could trace where he is, and but all that doesn't happen because Nev Campbell just runs off the stage, and then Courtney Cox is off there, and then she's never even attacked by Ghostface. There's three different Ghostfaces, and then she kills one, Courtney Cox. I don't count that as an attack because she just runs the guy over. And how did she know to go there? And then she hits Ghostface. It's like it's so convenient. And they're trying to get all smart with AI and savvy with it. And um and there's this stupid scene between Nev Campbell's daughter, who they're obviously trying to make the next Nev Campbell. They even say whatever, she's Sidney Prescott 2.0. Okay, so what is the Scream going to be 8, 9, and 10 with no Nev Campbell and no Courtney Cox? I don't think anyone cares. I wasn't that impressed with the girl. I mean, she's okay, she's fine. Just isn't given that much. And then the boyfriend is he's like supposedly this computer nerd. He's also a jock, and okay, but on his computer he's like creating the scenes that Stu is doing, and then she finds out about it and she hits him with the laptop and knocks him out. And then later he's like, "Oh, I was just playing with it to see if it's possible that they could have created it." And it's like, yeah, right. It's such. I mean, is that lazy writing or is it just bad writing? I don't know. That was terrible because it makes no sense, and he's not even one of the killers. So like, but he's like reenacting like what Stu was doing, and then trying to see if he could put his face on it, and it's just like you don't even have to do that. Like, what? It's just so stupid. Yeah, it's just cheap, so that for like 10, 20 minutes you think it's him, and then he ends up rescuing her, and then he ends up getting killed and he's dead. Although there's like a fan theory that he actually is a fourth ghost face and he survived that kill. No, man, he's stabbed to death. He's dead. So yeah, there's a lot of yeah, now that I'm talking about it, it's like, man, there's even more problems than I was thinking of the time, because that was lame, man. That was so lame. I mean, it's cool Kevin Williamson is writing again for this, and it's directed by him. Strong opening. I like some of the scenes in the house with Ghostface, and then she goes into her panic room. I kind of liked all that. Then they instantly leave the panic room, and also no one in this movie ever like calls the police. I mean, this movie's almost like there's one cop, and it's Nev Campbell's husband, who's the chief of police, and he's the worst cop ever because he can't defend them at all. He absolutely sucks. And then it seems like there's no other police, and like they never call more police, even though they have ample time and they all have phones. And there's even a scene when Nev Campbell's trying to run to her coffee shop because the kid's in the shop and it's being attacked by Ghostface. But no, they never do that. She never calls the police. She's just running to her because she forgot her keys in the house. Like, why not go back and get your keys? And then she's like, "I'm not going to make it to you, honey." It's like, I don't know. Like, I could forgive some of these things, but it's just, I think it's just lazy. Or Kevin Williamson had an idea. Maybe we'll bring back Stu, be a fake Stu. Because there's, of course, the fan theory that he's alive, and in this they say he's dead. But then there's fans who are like, no, they're lying. He's actually secretly orchestrating this. It's like, no, I think this clears it up. He's dead. I almost wish they just brought him back, though. I almost wish they just brought him back. I mean, I actually bought kind of the explanation they gave in the middle of the movie with Papa Giorgio, whatever that guy's name is. I actually bought that. I was like, okay, I can buy that. But yeah, so I don't know. I like some of the shots. I like some of the cinematography. I don't think Kevin Williamson's a great director, but I don't know. I thought it was directed okay. You know, some interesting uses of the camera here and there. Nothing amazing, but I'll say I like it more than Scream 5 or Scream. So at least this movie's called Scream 7. Like, stop with this, oh, we're just going to call it Scream, like the original. Well, now it's confusing as hell because there's two movies called Scream. And, you know, but at least this is called 7, and 6 was called 6. I just call Scream 2022 as Scream 5. And they totally do Dewey wrong in that movie. So screw that movie. That's the worst one. And then 6. And then this. Because I think 1 through 4 are all better than this. So, I mean, and also, you know, Wes Craven's dead. So, like, those are the real Scream movies for me, 1 through 4. In fact, I should rewatch 4. Because I bet it'll be like, this is brilliant compared to this shit. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'd rank 1 is the best, then 2, then I'd say 4, then 3, then 7, then 5, then 6. It's probably how I'd rank it, but 1 is by far the best, though. So, I guess that's it. And then she names her kid after is it Drew Barrymore who gets killed in the beginning of the first one? I think that's who she names it after, or is it the girl that gets caught in the garage door opener? I think that's her. But she names her daughter after like her best friend was killed by Ghostface, and she names her daughter Tatum after her. And like the daughter says, that's a little weird, and I think I agree. I mean, it's like a little strange that you name her after someone who was brutally murdered by Ghostface. A little weird. If anyone agrees with me on that, let me know. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. It's a minor thing, like inventing that she has children out of nowhere. Never mentioned in Scream 1 through 6. Very weird and lazy. That's such bad writing. Just like no one's gonna notice that. And it's like, well, we never said she didn't have kids. Come on, they never show them. They never show her husband, they've been married for like 20 years. Who's the worst cop in the world. So, but yeah, that's about it though.